Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Craft the World. This is an indie RPG simulation strategy game published by Black Maple Games. Release date was November 24th of 2014, and it currently sells on Steam for $18.99. As you can see up in the top right corner, there is a new download content called Sister in Arms, and that sells for about $2.99, depending on what kind of sales are going on. Now, we did do a Let's Play of this game in the past, about a year ago. I didn't have the download content there, and the game was still in development, so there was a lot of changes as we progressed through this thing. We're going to be coming back into this one by popular demand. You guys have been asking for this, and we also want to see like how it has evolved over those years, as well as the new download content, which is supposed to add female dwarves into the mix. Now, from what I've read, the female dwarves are not as strong, but they are a whole lot faster, so we're going to see that for ourselves and see if there are any other minor differences that they threw in there. Let's go ahead without any further ado, guys, and hit the play button. We're going to be starting completely from scratch on this one. Alright, so where is our portal? Do we get a portal? We gotta have a portal to start it off with, because they're gonna teleport in. Here's our base, and the first guy right here. So this is where we're gonna start. Now, I do like to have it next to water. Let's just kind of take a look at our surroundings to make sure we know where we're going. Actually, we can have this guy go ahead and start chopping a little bit of the trees down while we are looking around, because that's gonna take him a little while without any type of, hardware to do it. He doesn't have any pickaxe or, like an axe at all. We got some, these look like new designs for the chickens. They don't look quite the same, I don't think, from what I remember, but that's kind of cool. I like it. So we're right here next to the outside edge. Now, remember, you can't bust through this rock right here, or at least you couldn't in the past, and let all this flood in, but that's all right. You don't really need to. There's some wheat over here if we really need it, not too far away from our base. There's some iron right there, which is a good sign. Some stone over here. Task complete, cut down a tree. What is the basic construction material? Mark any tree to cut it down. 10 experience points for that. Yeah, for sure, we're definitely gonna need that. We're gonna go ahead and get a little bit of food as well. Now, these will regrow on their own given enough time, but one of the things you do need to worry about later on in the game. Now, I'm not sure if they're gonna do it first level or not, because they're gonna take it a little bit easy on you, but later on at nighttime, you get waves of bad guys, and you need some place to go ahead and protect yourself from that. And that usually entails digging down into the dirt, but not always. So let's see, we got some more wheat over here, another mountain range, tons and tons of stone. We'll probably come over here and mine this at some point. Some more iron right there above, below the resource, or below the surface, I should say. We got some grave markers over here. Now, when you destroy these things, a skeleton or a zombie or some type of bad creature will pop out, sometimes multiples of those creatures, and it's raining, and as you will see here in a little bit, it will puddle up. Now, the surface does absorb a little bit of it, and I've been told that it also evaporates as well. So if you have stone, the water will collect a lot more. And if you have little pillars like this where the water can just kind of cascade down, it will cascade down into a little, pit maybe of your making, or one of its own. And once it gets high enough, you'll actually see fish start to show up in there. And the more water you have, the more fish that will be available, and the faster they will come back. Now, you can collect, so there is a little blowfish in there or something like that. I don't remember that being in the old days, so that's something new as well. So this guy is still picking up this stuff. With one guy, it is fairly slow. That's why I figured, he would have more than enough work with just this stuff right here, and I really, really wanted him to pick that stuff up. So now we can do crafting, but if I remember right, you can come into your tech tree over here, and you can see just what you have access to. Now, because we haven't made anything yet, all we have are our basic tools, our club, our stone pickaxe, and our stone axe. Everything's going to be stone until you actually do the research for it. I believe we have access to these. No, these are actually locked. So we're going to need to go up into basic furnishing, and then go into cooking, and so on and so forth. And you will see, if you go all the way down the list, all the really, really cool stuff that they have here. Improved portal. I don't know what that is. That is definitely not something that was in the classic version of this game back when they were actually designing it. Froglick's house. That is something that was definitely not in there either. I did read that they had pets put in here, and the pets would actually go out and destroy certain creatures in your dungeons, such as like spiders and things of that sort. So I think you can have 3 of each, and that's going to help you just keep those things clear of cobwebs. And sometimes you want the cobwebs, though. You'd actually use those for certain resources. So let's go ahead and craft some things here. We can come in here, we can make a beware sign. We won't really need to do that, but that will help level us up in our skill so we can progress past that. We definitely want a club. They changed the way that looks right there. You got damage 15, stone pickaxe, mining 20, and a stone axe, which is damage and lumbering at the same time. Now we're going to be doing a lot of chopping down of wood, but to either way we're going to have to chop some stone. So let's just let's make, can we not make one of these? Oh yeah, all you have to do is double click on it, put one in there, double click that, and it will fill all the adjacent slots of the same type of material. So you don't have to drag one by one by one in there. So let's go ahead and make 3 of those because we're going to get people fairly quick at time. Let's put that in there, and now we need to, yep, there we go, level up. We get an extra guy, we get a totem, which will allow us to set up a base, and we get some food right there for guys. Do we come all the way over here? Do we go down? I think we're going to have them cut. Not ready for collecting. Well, if we cut underneath it, that's not going to work. So let's, it's going to be a little bit longer. Ooh, there's a little bird. Almost like, now sand will fall down. I was thinking of like Angry Birds with that guy right there. But the sand will fall down over your head. It used to be that if you were standing underneath any resources that would crumble on top of you, it would immediately turn into resources, as in you don't have to mine it again. But if you let it fall down naturally and nobody's underneath it, it will solidify into a block, which then you will have to come back and mine. Oh, there we go. Is that a female? I think it is. I think that is a female. Now, we do have those clubs made, so we can go ahead and put that on our guys right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Sorry, guys, I I had to sneeze there for a second. I didn't want to do it into the mic. Wow, okay, so I might have to edit that out. Let's see. We have now a defense and a strength rating, which is something we didn't really have before. You just kind of had to total that yourself. Now we can actually see if something makes a difference. So if we drag that off, you can see we're at 10 already, just base damage. I guess that's with the stone knife. When we throw in our club, which we'll throw right over here, it goes up to 15. So it's not adding in there. We're still at 15 on mining and 15 on lumbering. That would be cool if it gave us another stat for that, so we could actually see how well it's going up. As you see right here, we have 3 skills. This is a lot to kind of go over, but I'm just going over the basics for you guys. You have 3 spots for skills. They'll always start off with 1, and then you can give them another 2 later on with books. These will go up independent of the equipment that you give them. So you might want to give them something along the lines of like lumbering or smithing or mining. That way, when they do normal tasks, they will do them faster. This guy starts with carpentry. Let's see. This guy starts with swimming. Swimming is kind of a worthless skill in my book. It's just, you don't really use it all that much. But if they ever made a level where it was a lot of water, then that might actually come in handy. But I like the way she looks with the long braids, and looks like she's going to town on that thing. She's getting some wood out of that, some pine cones. Dig a tunnel. Many minerals are deep underground. Mark a downward sequence of blocks to dig a tunnel, which is exactly what we did. And this guy's picking that stuff up. Now you'll see in the background, there is another layer of sand back there. If you move over here, you'll see the sky behind that. And even in the water, there's no background to it. But over here, they have a background. That usually indicates that you are next to the underground. You're kind of getting close to that, or you're in it. Now, you can create that yourself by putting blocks down in the background. And occasionally, if you put something down above ground, that you're trying to build like a house, you do need 2 layers to it. You need the background completely full, and then you need walls on the outsides to fill it in, and a door and a roof and a whole bunch of other stuff, which we're going to be getting into. I'm trying not to overwhelm you guys with new things. We got a new creature over here, so let's see what we've discovered. We've discovered an owl cat, which is harmless. Neither a cat nor an owl, just another pet to help the dwarves in their adventures. That's kind of cool, so we got a pet out there. slug, which is harmless. Many slugs live in the dark, wet caves. They move slowly and often end up in the alchemist cauldron or in slime torches, which is definitely true. You will use the slime from these guys. I believe the shells might be used for something later on, but don't hold me to that one. It's been a long time since we played, guys, and this will give you like the basic rundown of how to play the game, what to gather, what to use, and we will go through that in time. But there's definitely a lot to take in there. We need this stone. Okay, so we got a little bit of stone there. While they're doing that, there we go. We got two. Let's see, what can we make? We can make some log bridges, some wooden hatches. We definitely want some pickaxes. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. Let's throw that in there. Double click on it, fill in the 2 spots, and then we'll put this one here. If you double click on it, it still doesn't do it. It only does it in the spot next to it or adjacent to it, so you can see how that works. Let's go ahead and make one of those. Let these guys get a couple more. Now, even once they chop these things down, they still actually have to take it back to the base before you have access to it. You'll see as they climb right there, he's trying to jump up and he just can't get access to it. If I take back this wall right here, this one in the background of sand, he won't have anything to climb onto because he doesn't have another piece right here next to him. And I have nothing down here in my bar right now. So let's go to equipment. Let's actually go to craft. We should have some dirt down here. So let's see. Where is the dirt? Sand, stone, wood, resin, coin. Do we not have dirt anymore? Did they get rid of that? Huh. Or no, we just haven't chopped anything down. Okay, I get it. Usually you have just tons and tons of dirt, but we actually haven't chopped any dirt because I haven't built into my base yet. But this is a good spot right here. This should be fine. I do need to put a backdrop though. It definitely has to have a backdrop here. So let's go ahead and cut back on that one. I don't want them to chop that down until they can get the roof. Here we go. There's our first little piece of dirt. You'll see even the grass is growing. Now, grass usually only grows if it's considered above ground. Do you want to build close to the surface or do you want to build a little bit further down? That is completely up to you. This is going to go all the way over here, and I think I'm going to cover this up with a house all the way over here as well at some point. So this is going to be like a basement to that area, but you kind of want to plan it out a little bit because, yeah, it's definitely going to be a thing. That's not ready for collecting yet, so we're good. Let's hold off on that. Let's come in here and craft a few things. We do have access to like a ladder. Ladders are supposed to be able to be used even when you're not putting them down yourself, is the way they said online with some of the new changes. Ladders increase the speed dwarves' movements and prevent them from falling, which is definitely a thing that dwarves do quite a bit. So let's go ahead and throw those in there. We'll go ahead and do... I like ladders, and we're going to need them, so let's do that. Let's see, what else can we make? A wooden hatch. We're definitely going to need a wooden hatch to close up our house. So let's go ahead and put that one in there. We'll make 2 of those. There we go. Basic technology complete. You can see right there where it's going to go over to next. Wooden armor and things of that sort. Let's close that up. We're going to make 1 more of those wooden hatches. And wooden logs, same thing up here on the top. The green bar is already done. Do you need one of these log bridges? Not yet, but you will later on in the game for certain things. They can fish over these, even stepping on them, whereas the stone bridges, I don't believe they can fish in them as easy or even at all sometimes. So that is going to be useful. We don't have any wool yet. We can't... shear the sheep, but you can kill them and you'll get wool out of them. Unfortunately, you won't get any more sheep for a very long time, so maybe not the best use of your resources. Same thing with rope. You're going to need the wool to make some more rope. Wooden shields, we don't have nails or rope yet. We're going to need some leaves, so we're going to need to chop down some more trees to get some of those, and bushes as well. I think you get a lot more out of bushes than anything else. Nope, not that. Let's do 1 of these, because again, we're going to need these. You will get upgraded versions of those where you'll start getting stone and then iron and so on and so forth. Technology tree, what did it open up? It opened up bed of leaves, so that's going to be our first bed for our dwarves. All right, let's finish this up. We got another guy. That means faster work. We get a wooden hatch and a stone pickaxe. Now that we've made those things, we definitely have to equip them. So let's give this guy, or girl actually, Hilda, let's give her a pickaxe and an axe. You can see her attack didn't go up and her defense didn't go up because they do not affect that at all. Now, do you have to give each one of them a pickaxe and an axe? If she is only going to be for chopping wood down, then no. But chances are she's going to get a good amount of work for both, and you're going to want them to have both. So, yeah, I would definitely suggest giving them both of these if you can afford it, if you have the resources to do it. In the early days, when you first get started, it is a little tricky to get everybody everything because you're going to be getting these guys a little quickly and you just don't have the resources to kind of keep up with it. Now, we do have 3 guys, but the 3rd guy has not come in yet. You can see he just now got there. And so he's attacking the ghost. The ghosts are kind of annoying. They do come after your... Is there nothing more for him to get? I haven't told them to get anything else. Let's tell them to come down here and get these. We'll put a ladder in too, just in case. Let's see, equipment. No, we don't want equipment. We want dirt. So let's change this up. I like having the dirt right there. We'll put the ladder over here. Beware sign. No, we need the totem so we can make a house. Torches. Yeah, we could do a few torches, and you definitely want to do that. Otherwise, creatures tend to take up residence, and you can't really see as much. So we'll put that down for now. And I guess we'll do the ladder here, and we'll dig down there. Oh, we got a book right there. A warrior's book increases the damage inflicted by melee weapon in close combat. So if you come into your equipment, you will see in the very last tab there is a book right there. If you click on it and say use, you can give whoever you're selecting right here the skill of warrior, which is gonna be good if you're gonna make them a warrior. I think what I'll do is give it to the girl I've already given a axe to. Oh no, actually I have enough. So he's a climber. Let's give it to this guy because he's going to be able to climb. Let's give him the warrior skill. The cool thing about this is, they don't go up in their skill experience unless they already have a point into that. So what that means is if you give them the skill warrior, they will be able to use more or their experience from fighting to become a warrior. They actually get stats in that experience points. Whereas if you don't do that, when they fight, they won't ever truly get better. You can give them better equipment, but they themselves do not get stronger and able to take more damage from it. Okay, we're going to keep coming. Ooh, she fell all the way down. Let's go ahead and chop this stuff down. I need the stone. I don't need the dirt. So that's why I'm replacing the backdrop. Later on, you'll get different types of like stucco that you can use. And yeah, it really, really opens up to just a huge, huge number of fantastic things that you can have for your design. But, I kind of like the dirt fill. And as you progress past this level, you will start to see other levels. There's an ice level where there's snow falling instead of water, and it takes a little bit more effort to get your water to make things. And water actually is pretty valuable in this game. Again, we can't really do it yet. There's our first bad guy coming out at night. You'll see he actually has a shield over his head. Now, what that is used for is if there's other guys with him, they will then jump on top of his head, on top of that shield. And if there's more than one of these types of guys, they will build up like a ladder that the other guys will use to kind of come in there and step over these large protruding, areas. There's also later on in the game, they will use people to build bridges. They actually sacrifice themselves and their bones to build a stone, or not a stone bridge, but a bone bridge to get across the gap right there, and that is pretty cool in its own right. Now, one of the other cool little things is you don't necessarily have to chop the resource down. What you can do is just click it to build it, and then say replace stone, and what that's going to do is do both at the same time. It's going to replace the stone with earth at the same time as chopping the stone down and taking that back to your base. So that saves you a trip to have to go all the way back here to get the stone or the wood or the earth, whatever you're using to replace it with after the fact. Now, again, still can't collect any of that water because we don't have any buckets, but we do have a little bit of coin. So what we could do is come over here and buy a bucket. And you're going to get tons and tons of coins in this game if it's anything like it used to be. So I would highly suggest buying the few pieces that are going to take a while to get. And it does take a little while to get to the point where you actually have... Ooh, wow, there's a lot of really cool little backdrops. Wooden wall set. I've never seen that one before. Let's see, where is the bucket at, though? Still have not seen the bucket. It's probably going to be all the way in the very last one. Let's see. I don't think it's going to be under armor, but let's check it anyways. Yep, there it is right there. So let's buy 3 of those. And now we have to come over here and pick them up. And they will do that as they have time to do it. Now, it's going to be, they get the closest resource that they have access to. And that right now is going to be these over here because it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from where they're at. There are certain things that give a more of a priority, even if they're closer or further away. But that's, you know, it's usually, you can figure those things out. It's if it seems like it's going to be really important, like they're hungry, then yeah, it's going to be something that they're going to have to put down. Let's go ahead and put down a torch while we're at it before this starts to fill in a little bit too much with darkness. Okay, so you're picking up the resources, you're putting down a ladder. Let's go into crafting now that we actually have some stone, and we have a leaf. Only 1 of those, though, so not too much that we can build with it. Wooden shield, still can't do any of those. Oh, we have our portal spell, so let's do the portal. Magic light, we don't need that. Where was my wooden hatches? There we go. We'll put a wooden hatch down in a second. We're actually going to have to chop down one of these ladders right here, I think, to put that wooden hatch down. No, we don't have any bones yet because we haven't killed any people. Furniture? Yeah, we're going to need to make some furniture. So a wooden table, a bed of leaves, not enough leaves, and a chair. Let's go with a wooden table. That's where we're going to put our food on it. So let's put that on there. Everything adjacent, we're going to want to build more than that, but we don't have enough wood. So let's hold off on that for a few minutes. And we're going to chop down as much wood as we can once they come over here and snag those. Now, these will not disappear on their own. You don't have to worry about somebody kind of coming over here and stealing them, or at least you didn't in the old days, but I could definitely see them doing that. Okay, so what are you going after? Pine cone, pine cone. Only can carry 2, though. Now, you can give them backpacks later on that you create yourself. I believe there's 2 different types of backpacks. One, I think you're up to carry, I think, 3 or maybe 4, and the other one carries like 5 or 6. So it's a pretty big difference in the amount that you're able to carry with it. However, that spot that you're using to carry the backpack can also be used to augment your ability to do a lot of other things, especially when it comes to attacks. So you can make them stronger with their bow and arrow, you can make them stronger with their magic, and it's a really, really useful thing to have. There's a lot of water going in over here, and we're definitely going to want to get all that. Okay, so these guys are coming over here to get it. I believe both of them should be able to. First one should be able to pick up 2, and the other one should be able to pick up that 3rd one. And you're going after the wood, so that's good. But you can see it just does not last very long. Now, when we chop this wheat down, you will get seeds, and then you can plant those seeds all over again and get another crop of wheat. You will also use seeds to make things, and you will use the hops and the beer, or the stuff to make beer, which your guys will absolutely love. They will drink it like crazy, far, far, far beyond any of the other liquids that you ever get, and it will increase their speed like tenfold. So it is a very, very useful thing to have. I loved putting beer down. In fact, that's pretty much all I had them drink at some point. And you'll see now there are some leaves over here because there's darkness, and they just have too much darkness here. So if you click on this little water here, you will be able to see he is going to put it into a bucket. That will put it into these little blocks right here that then they can pick it up. If they do not do that to the blocks and they wait too long, the water will evaporate and they won't be able to get anything out of it. So we're going to go ahead and chop this down. We're going to come over here. We're going to give them another entrance to it, and I'm going to get some more dirt because I'm going to fill in this row right here. I don't quite like having this be on level. Come on, get some dirt, get some dirt. There you go. Let's fill this in. That's the only piece of dirt that he has. Wow, we did not get a lot of dirt from that. So let's go ahead and chop some of this down because we're going to need that dirt. And we're going to come over here anyways. I think I'm going to come all the way over to right about there. And yeah, the very first map, it rains a whole lot. Do not feel bad about that, guys. It's going to be something you're going to see. Let's chop that down as well so we can put a hatch right there, because you can't put it right up here on the top. Actually, no, you can. Let's click that off. No, don't chop it. Let's put a hatch right up here on the top. That looks good, actually. I like the way that looks. Come on, get me some dirt. Only one? Ugh. There you go. Oh, you actually have some dirt on you. Come on, go put that down too. They did improve the AI. I like it. Climber's Book increases your skill moving up vertical mines and cliffs so that you fall less frequently. That is going to be very, very good. I like climbing. I also like mining and forestry. Let's do this right here. Replace the stone, replace sand. Let's replace stone. Not enough resources. Okay, because she has 2 of them on her, but I guess that's not good enough until this guy gets back. Let's go ahead and collect some of this water. Remember, you can never have enough water. I know it seems at some point you're going to have plenty of it, but you're going to want more. Trust me, guys. Let's do that. 4 more. Oof, he's taking some damage. Come on, put that in there. There you go. Replace stone. Not enough resources. There you go. Okay, now we can make some more stuff. I think we're going to make some ladders. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's do 6 of those just for now. We're going to do more in the future. And we need to make a bed as well. So let's come over here. A bed of leaves. We have enough for it, and we have enough wood. So let's double-click that, double-click that one. And we're going to make, you want to have a bed for each one of your guys. They don't like sharing. They want to make sure that they have one for themselves. So let's put this here, and this here, and this there. All right, that looks good. And we'll go ahead and chop down another row of this stuff right here, all the way up to this point. I don't want to kind of cave this in until we have the resources to fill it in. This one, we'll chop that down, and we'll put a light right there, exactly where this thing is, and that should get rid of all of this. Now, these used to be used in something as well. They're somewhat like weeds, and they do have a purpose to them, so that might be something we get to kind of play around with here fairly soon. Let's go ahead and put this down right there. She's going to have to get out of that before she can put it down. There she goes. Let's go ahead and put that on there so they can't come in. And we'll go ahead and seal this little door up. Let's replace the sand first. And we'll chop that down. We'll also replace the sand out here. Replace front sand, replace rear sand. We're going to replace all of the sand because we want the sand. You get a little bit, and some levels will have more than others, but you're still never going to have enough. Let's do this too. Alright. Now, some of the buildings that you will put down, some of the like the tables and things of that sort, mainly the research stations, will be too high. So there'll be 1 and then 2. If you have a torch on the second row, they're going to get in the way, and you're going to have to put a space in between them. And sometimes you lose a little bit of space underneath because you just don't have anything to put there. My suggestion would be making your rows 3 high, but to do that, you're going to need something for them to stand on. So what you can do is just put them down for now, and then as time goes on, get rid of those things and move them up a little bit higher. But like I said, you're going to need pretty much scaffolding. That's what it's going to come down to. You're going to need scaffolding. So let's go ahead and replace the sand right there. It didn't give me a choice to replace the sand in the background because there is no sand in the background. That must be dirt because we're trying to use dirt, and that's what it's doing for us. So let's go ahead and chop these down as well. We're definitely going to need more of those leaves. This stuff right here, I believe, is going to be leaves as well. So let's chop that down. Yep, leaves right there, and that's something we definitely need a lot more of so we can build those beds. Let's see. Magic light, slime torch, and regular torches. So let's go ahead and make some more torches. We're going to need them. There's our wheat right there. We should be able to make seeds out of those, if I'm not mistaken. What if we put these in here? Unable to disassemble this item. Okay, so we can't disassemble that item just yet. Can we make seeds? How did we make seeds? I can't even remember how to do that yet. I think we just put it in there, didn't we? I guess it's not working. All right, let's just do the torches for now. Let's go ahead and make 28. 28 sounds good. Tech Tree, you'll be using these torches for a very long time. You get other things later on, but it's going to be far, far off into the future before you get the lighting fixtures and things of that sort. Okay, so now we're going to need iron. These are the basic iron working pieces. And you can see nails was something we already needed for previous pieces of items that we weren't able to make beforehand, especially like the armor. So you're going to need to go out and get some iron for that. Let's close that down. We get another guy. We get 2 more stone axes and a little bit of water. So let's equip our guys all with a stone axe because we got 2 of them. 1, 2. Okay, so the other guy has not come in yet. There, or actually a woman. There we go. Let's give this to her. And you'll see that they come with hats. These hats sometimes can be taken off and then recycled and got pieces out of it. So as you improve them, you actually make things out of it. So you are under attack. New creatures discovered. Let's see. Ghost, we already had. Harmless, the restless souls are former miners, are unable to forget their previous life and are always trying to steal various things from the stockpile. They don't really steal them. They just kind of pull them out of the stockpile and toss them onto the ground in front of it. And then you have to go back and pick them up and put them back in. Zombies are dangerous. These absurd creatures come after sunset, guided by hunger and hatred. They can be dangerous, especially in groups. Stay alert. And that's why we're closing off our tunnels over here so this does not happen. We have a little place for them to come that's nice and safe. But one of the zombies got in and I got killed him. So, you know, bravo on his behalf because he saved us a little bit there. Now, these guys are not harassing my base as much as they normally do, and I'm more than fine accepting that. I actually like the fact they're not messing with me too much. Let's come over here and gather water. It's just a click of a left mouse button, and it will give you the choice of whether you want the water or you want the wheat in the background. And there they go. They're killing the skeleton, or not the skeleton, but the ghost. Let's see. What else can you make for me? In fact, I think I'm going to leave this area over here dark because I do want these leaves. I need to make more of them. Let's see. Where do I want them to sleep? I guess we'll have them sleep over here. This is a pretty good spot. I'm going to put them 2 apart because you can't put them right there. Dwarves will only sleep on beds located inside of shelters, and it will only be a shelter after I put this down. So let's see. We could put that right over here if they can get to it. I don't know if they can get to that. I think they're going to need something to stand on. So let's go ahead and give them something to stand on, like a ladder. And we'll take that ladder down afterwards. Come on, keep digging, guys. Keep digging. There's a skeleton over there. I'm not really liking the fact that he's that close to my base. There's plenty of water over here. I think I'm going to expand this water to go all the way up to my door, or close to it. Now, the cool thing about having it where there's a pretty big stack all the way up right here is that if they do come from this side and they have to swim through the water, they can't go up very high. And they have to build their way up. And the more they build, the more people they use. And you can sit right up here and you can shoot bow and arrows at them. You can also build a tower that will do the same thing. And that's, you know, like I said, eventually what I want. I also want to be able to leave some space so that my trees can still grow somewhat near me. Task complete. Complete the shelter by putting up a totem in its center. This will scare off monsters and evil spirits. The shelter must be protected by walls on all sides, while the entrance should be covered with doors and hatches. And that's exactly what we've done. All the walls here are completely and totally covered. Let's replace the sand while we're at it. Replace this stone. Replace rear stone first. Yeah, all this stone right here is going to be used to create our water source. So let's go ahead and chop that down. Let's see. Comfort is poor. That's because there's not a lot in here. I don't have chairs and tables and some really, really nice stuff to make them happy. And you'll get more and more of that as you progress through the crafting. But until you do, they're just going to be unhappy. So kind of accept the limitations that you're at, and you know, try to improve it as much as you can, but accept that you're not going to be able to for some time. So there's some iron that we're going to need. Nope, not enough of it. We've already done that one. Still can't do these because we need the rope. So we're going to have to go after some sheep. Let's do beds because we have enough for it. Yep. And we want all 3 of those. Task complete. We can go check out the tech tree, but we'll wait on that one for now. We have apples to feed them, cones, which they absolutely despise, and we have berries. So because they're gonna need food, let's at least put down their beds. Dwarves will only sleep on beds inside of a shelter. How far does the shelter go? It should show a little line going around the outside of wherever the shelter is located, all the way around. Oh, there it goes. There's the golden line. Let's see how far it goes. Right there. Okay, there is the line. So let's cut this out. What if we go down a little bit more, like right here? In fact, we'll dig down and see if this will help. And we'll put the beds over here, maybe. Like right there. And we'll chop that down too. Hope this works. Oh, that one's not going to work. Remove bed of leaves. That one's way too far out. And there's some iron down here and some coal as well. And a little tiny cave where we can get mushrooms. Those mushrooms right there that you see, those will be used in like healing totem potions and all sorts of really, really good stuff. So we're definitely going to want to get those as well. Pretty much everything in the game you're going to use at some point or another. I know I keep saying we're going to really use those. Even the roots. The roots are something you're going to be using that you'll find like right here. These you'll find more and more of them up here on the top. So sometimes you might want to dig up the top layer and then just put down another layer of dirt. Usually once trees grow into them, like right over here where we have this stuff, you don't see any roots. Even over here, you don't see any roots. It does take a little bit of time for them to pop up, but they will eventually pop up, and you're going to want that. Let's see. We got another book. Yes, Mage Book teaches you how to turn flies into elephants and other spells. Doesn't really teach you how to turn flies into elephants, but it does teach you how to let your guys upgrade when you do make them a mage. And we don't have any stats for them yet, so again, something we're going to have to build up towards. Let's see. Let's do a ladder. We're going to have to make more of those for sure. Sometimes you're going to have to make things that you're not going to get experience for, but it's something that you're going to have. There we go. We got another guy, 2 more axes, and a bed for him. We just need to put him down. Is this going down? Yep, it's going all the way down here, so this should be a good spot for the bed, and it will continue to go all the way around as we expand it. Let's see. I think we can even, replace front roots, replace rear roots. So let's go after these roots so we can get those. And we'll do the same thing over here. Even though at some point we're going to just extend past that, but for now we're not going to do that just yet. Let's go ahead and get rid of this stone. There we go. Let's get some water. Gather water. And then I think on the next episode, we're going to tackle getting this going right over here. The sooner you can get your water flowing, the sooner you can get this base of where you want it to start collecting water, the faster this will build up. And once we get a fishing pole, we can come in here and actually, fish for our food. And they definitely like fish a whole lot more than they do cones, and they just, they don't like that stuff. It's disgusting to them. So let's see, what do we want? We want this right there, and we want this one right over here, and another one right over here. Yeah, so a space in between, but you also want to leave room for like a door if you want to make this secure. We can move these torches. I think we're going to move them here in a little bit, but actually, let's put this here. We might just put a hatch or something up here. They can climb through the hatch just like they can with a ladder, but it makes it a little bit more secure so they don't have to worry too much about bad guys if they get inside. If they break through this hatch, they have to break through another one. It gives them time to rest, and if they get damaged up here from a big battle and they have to come down here to rest, you're going to want to make sure they're as secure as humanly possible or as dwarvenly possible. So, definitely use that any chance you get. No, we don't want to take that down. We're going to take this ladder down. We're going to take that ladder down. We're going to put in a hatch. Yeah, I like that. How many dwarves do we have? We have 5 dwarves up here. And we have 42 minutes before a big wave comes in. We definitely need to get them some armor because the waves, if I remember correctly, are pretty severe, pretty tough, and they will wipe the floor with you if you let them. Let's go ahead and chop that down. We've gotten some snails in here, so we can get some slime from them if we absolutely have to. Let's do a hatch right here. And we will make one more hatch before we call the episode, guys. Actually, we don't have any more wood, so we'll have to chop a little bit of wood down. Let's chop that down as well. Ooh, yes. Chop that. Can you reach it? I don't, maybe not. If he hadn't chopped that one piece down, he would have been able to. You can see my comfort is going up, and that is just solely based off of the beds. I haven't even put down a table yet, so let's do that up here. I like the idea of having the table up here and the beds down here, so we might actually extend this out just a tad bit so we can put the other 2 beds down here. I think we're going to need 1, 2, yeah, 1 more 2 right there. That should be good. All the wood falling down here from the trees. These trees are growing so much faster than they did in the old days. But guys, I definitely want to thank you all for watching. As you can see, our base is taking shape. It does need a lot more work. Remember, they can dig through the ground, the bad guys. So if you leave yourself too little space, they will dig into your base and get in, and that could cause some serious damage. But as always, guys, thanks again for watching. I'm AC Gamer, and I will definitely catch you next time. Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention, and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.